Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Foundation Fest, and today I am checking out from Caliray the Freedreaming Skin Wellness Diffusing Tint. Retails for $39 for 1 ounce or 30 milliliters of product. Comes in 10 different shades. I've got this in the second shade, a very light dream. This is described as a clean, super lightweight tint with 94.5% natural origin ingredients and regenerating antioxidants that hydrates and blurs to minimize imperfections. Light coverage. It's got prickly pear extract, an antioxidant that hydrates, vitamin C and E for firming and plumping. Jojoba oil amps up cellular energy, detoxifies and helps your skin glow. It is vegan, cruelty-free, gluten-free, and not only comes in recyclable packaging, but they also have available a link where you can, when you're finished with this, wash it up and mail it to them for recycling. But you can also recycle it curbside if your area offers recycling. They say enjoy breathable topless texture. Did we really have to go there? With a nothing's there feel and natural finish. This is just a weird description. Sheer but buildable coverage blurs and diffuses, but lets your skin shine through. Each shade is inviting to a range of skin tones and types. The bottle is made of 75% recycled plastic and can be recycled. This gets the clean and planet positive rating from Sephora. Let's take a look at shade 2, swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's foundation from Caliray, the Freedreaming Skin Tint in shade 2. Second, I've got from Estee Lauder, the Double Wear Stay in Place in 1C1 Cool Bone. Third up is MAC Studio Sculpt in NW15. And fourth is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator in shade Fair. I've already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened this 48-year-old face. Yes, 48. This is the first foundation review I am filming since my birthday. Yep, 48. I have not primed with anything. I'm expecting this to be pretty light coverage, so I did not apply any primer. The instructions say to apply with fingertips or a brush, so we will go that route. They say to shake it up well. I've already shaken it, but it says shake it like you mean it. Oh, I mean it. I mean it, y'all. All right, let's see here. I'm just going to go straight in with fingertips on one side. Oh, shade 2 might be a little too light for me. It's pretty light. Now, there are only 10 shades, and they do say that each one... Whoa, this has a scent. Whoa. It smells actually like the sort of the spa sort of fragrances that you get when you go to like a spa. It's like one of those high-end sort of relaxing botanical kind of sense to it. Ooh, it's pretty strong though. It is pretty strong. So where was I? They say that, you know, each shade works for a variety of skin tones and types. So I don't know how true that always is. You can get away with it more when you're dealing with lighter coverage products. So it doesn't look as light applied as it did initially. Probably because it's pretty light coverage. Like, it's not even covering up. I have a little bit of, I don't know if I would call it a scar, but I keep getting a blemish in this area here over and over again, and it's starting to, like, leave a mark. And it's not really covering that. So, coverage is light with one pass fingertips. Ziva's gonna start making noise and chewing on plastic. Let's try the brush side. And I've got my BK Beauty 106. Yeah, this scent is really strong. I don't have a super sensitive nose. I can smell things just fine, but they don't bother me. So I'm very rarely bothered by fragrance in terms of just being able to smell it. I don't mind being able to smell things. I don't like having fragrance in anything that goes on my face. Because why? Like, just... why? I just don't understand why, especially when fragrance ingredients can be sensitizing to the skin. And once you've had a sensitizing reaction to something, you can't go back. It's like you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube kind of a thing. You know, you may be living happily through your life and you're not sensitive to fragrance, and then all of a sudden one day you are, and then you just are. So I don't want to become sensitive to fragrance, so I'd rather not have it in my products. I'm looking at my 10X here. It's a little clingy to dry skin on the brush side, and it didn't seem to do that at all on the fingertips side. I'm going to go, they say you can build this up, and they say to apply additional product where you want to build it up and blend and tap it in. So I'm just going to use my fingertips and attempt to blend in and build up a little bit on my sunspots here, on my little blue line blood vessel that goes through my face here. Let's make sure we got the coverage. All right. It did build up a little bit, so you can kind of see the reduction in my sunspots on the more sun-damaged side of my face. Let's just see if I can get a little bit of coverage on this little blemish area here. I mean, it builds up a little bit, a little bit, a very small amount, because I can still see it, but it did increase the coverage just a smidge. Let's zoom in and get a look at this one. So right off the bat, I do feel like it is clinging to the edges of any dry skin that I have. So right now, I just had an exfoliation day a couple days ago, so you know, the chemical exfoliation, you apply your exfoliating toners, and over the next couple days you'll peel a little bit if you are so inclined, like if your skin is inclined to peeling. Mine is. So I am a little peely, and it's kind of just highlighting all the edges of any peeling skin I've got. I will say that since it has dried down a little bit, so I'm just kind of going over my face and petting the areas that are having that edge definition of my peeling skin, and it is kind of able to brush away. It's not really brushing away on my nose, but my forehead is actually looking pretty there's a lot of clinging to the dry skin on my forehead. I'm just trying to kind of press and rub. I don't know. I just would not like to see the edges of all my flaking skin. And I do have products that will sort of hydrate those edges into the skin so you can't see them, as opposed to accentuating the edges of that skin. This does feel it feels like nothing. It feels incredibly lightweight. It does feel very nice on the skin. Ziva's coming to say hi. You can't tell, but here she is. Okay, this is what we're doing now. Hi, Ziva baby. What are you doing? Don't show everyone your butt. That's not nice. That's not nice. Say hi to your fans. Say hi to your fans. Okay, but I'm busy right now. Can I put you down, please? Don't lick my face. Can I put you down? Okay, thank you. Oh, are you okay? She jumped. She jumped, y'all. She's fine. She's fine. She's fine. I'm dropping everything, but she's fine. Now we're going to go through that Ziva cat hair on my nose. Okay. All right. So let me tell you, I'm filming this on a weekend. If I had to go into work, I wouldn't go into work like this, mainly because of my nose. It's looking pretty bad on my nose. It basically looks like I have a sunburn and a lot of sunburn peels that I need to peel. And like I said, I prefer the products that will hydrate all of this into invisibility, as opposed to accentuating the edges of the skin that needs to exfoliate. I mean, what's going to happen tonight is I'm going to have to do a physical exfoliation and scrub everything off, and everything will be nice, and that'll be nice and smooth. But the reality of it is, especially with winter coming, I am almost always flaky, at least in certain spots on my face. So I need products that will minimize that, as opposed to accentuating the look of that, because it's just a reality for my skin. So let's check the time. I am going to continue wearing this. We will see, because if you're not flaky, otherwise it's looking nice. It is 3:49 p.m. We're getting a late start because I got so obsessed with finding a new charger for, I didn't want to, my batteries died for my bat. I'm obsessed with my bat. I don't care if Halloween is come and gone. I'm obsessed. The bat is staying. I love the bat. But the bat goes through batteries like crazy. And so I spent an hour trying to find out a new way to power it. And I did. And it was good, but I wasted an hour. So it's 3:49. Let me go put the rest of my face on. I will be right back. Back with the Caliray skin tint. It does not look great. It's not looking good. It's clinging to like every little bit of flake peel, anything like that. It is just really, 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 really obvious. And I'm trying to look and see, like, do I like how it looks elsewhere? I suppose. I mean, it's such a light coverage type of a product that I don't know that... not my favorite thing. Not my favorite thing. Feels very comfortable. Did not have any trouble blending product on it, anything like that. But, you know, it feels like nothing at all. But it makes my skin look worse. It makes my skin look worse than it is. So that's kind of what's going on here. On the rest of my face, my blush bronzer are the usual. My Flower Heat Wave and Flower Sweet Pea blush. My eyes, I filmed a side-by-side comparison, and I don't want to give away any details, but I am comparing the Alter Ego Harmony palette to the Natasha Denona Retro palette. And so take your guesses as to which eye is which. I did a full video on it that will be coming up for you guys in the next week or so. My lip, I am trying out the reformulated KVD liquid lips. This is the new shade Queen of Poisons, which is formerly known as Lolita. And I do think that the Queen of Poisons shade is a little bit cooler toned, a little bit less warm toned than the original. I like that the bottle is not round. It's, well, I mean, it is round, but it's got these little notches on it so it won't roll around on my vanity, which is awesome. I do like the feel of this one. It feels a little bit more hydrating. It gives you a little bit more time to work with it where it's still fluid before it starts to dry down. And it doesn't have as much of the, you know, when you apply the original KVD liquid lips, you have to apply them and you cannot, absolutely not, do not press your lips together, because that just kind of mucks up the whole thing and gets them all looking like they start to get goopy. This does not do that. You can actually press it as it's drying down. It's almost dried down now at this point, but I like it. I like the new reformulation, and I like this shade a little bit better. This is like the shade that was known to be perfect for everyone, works for everyone, all the skin tones. And even though I think this is a little bit more cool tone, there's a little bit more mauve to it than the original, I like it better, and I still think it's going to be universally flattering. It's just a beautiful shade. Again, reminds me of that old Wet n Wild. What was that Wet n Wild color that I wore forever? Rose, something rose. Can't think of it. I should go find it. I'm sure I still have it. I'm sure it's well expired by now. But that is where we're at right now. It is getting late in the day, 5:03 p.m. right now. I am going to go, we'll get a daylight check-in before it starts to get dark out, and I will come back at the end of the night, and we'll at least see how this wore, did it hold up, all that good stuff. I'll be back in a bit. Happy fall, y'all. There's no wind, so the trees aren't losing leaves. Like, it's been like raining down leaves. Here is your daylight check-in as far as this shade goes. It's probably my winter shade. Can't really, my arms still have a little bit of sun, as you can see the demarcation of light to a little bit of sun, so I still have a little bit of sun going on my arms, but this just really accentuates any dryness, any flaking or peeling And for me, that is not good because I'm flaking or peeling often. There's some leaves falling down behind me, I see. Oh, you should see my deck right now. So many leaves, so many leaves. But probably my winter shade, I would say. Match is pretty good for winter time, shade 2. So I'm going to go wear this for a few more hours, and I will come back tonight and we'll see how it goes. 10:18 p.m. Let's take a look at how the Caliray Freedreaming held up. That puts us, what are we, like approaching the 7-hour mark, I believe, at this point. Unfortunately, it hasn't held up very well. It's plenty comfortable. It's super lightweight. It's not as hydrating as I expected it to feel based on their description and the ingredients. I wouldn't say it's drying, but for a time of year that's not yet dry, my skin is starting to feel like I want to wash my makeup off, and that's usually the first sign of when I feel like things are starting to get drier than they were when I started and applied my makeup. So let's zoom in and get a look at this one. So the issue with it clinging to the edges of any flaking or peeling or needs to be exfoliated off a skin is still there. It didn't really melt back in. I did lose coverage around my mouth. Well, let's go from the bottom up. So it has settled pretty significantly into my deeper chin lines, and it is broken apart along my smile lines and the lines of my mouth. My chin is kind of a hot mess. It's getting all sort of cakey around my chin. The product is kind of gunking up and gathering up. Blush bronzer still looks intact and smooth, but that's really the only area of my face that didn't get worse. My nose does not look great. It's caking between my eyebrows. It is clinging to all the dry patches in the center of my forehead. It basically wore away under my eyes, so any of the potential coverage I had there is mostly missing at this point. It just did. I think if you have perfect skin, you have no fine lines, no wrinkles, no dry skin, no flaking, no peeling, nothing at all. Maybe it's good. That's not my skin. 48-year-old face here. My face is not perfect. My face is very far from perfect. I know my face isn't that bad either, but that even kind of makes it worse. My face isn't that bad, and I got this just not working for me. So if I had to give a grade to the Caliray Freedreaming, unfortunately, as much as I love all the sustainability and the recycling and the all the good for the earth things, thank you for being good to the earth, people. Someone will love you. It's just not me. I have to give it a D. It's not totally unwearable. I think it will work for some people. Like, I think it'll work for a lot of people. I'm not sure it's going to work for people that have similar concerns as I do. So that's kind of where I'm landing on this one. I got my Halloween nails on. These glow in the dark too. Ah! You guys are going to see this after Halloween. I'm so sorry. But I'm stoked because we're heading into Halloween week, and Halloween is my favorite. My favorite. Sadly, Caliray, we're going with a D on the Caliray. There you have it. Another episode of Foundation Fest is in the books. Oh! I'm being very dramatic with my remembering of things. I ate 2 meals and some snacks and drank a lot of Mountain Dew because I was working on the computer a lot today. Did not touch up my lip. This stuff, I'm a fan. Now, I was already a fan of the original formula, but my lips don't even look dry. I'm liking the new KVD liquid lip formula. I'm liking it. It's like my magic wand now. What spells can I cast? Shazam! I don't know what that means. Anyway, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.